Dear viewer, video games have often been a misunderstood or misinterpreted medium. Today we would like to delve deeper into why that might have been the case. During the course of this video, we will analyze of this in detail and furthermore, we will get to the bottom of the reason why art Okay, let us call a spade a spade. Art and commerce rarely go hand in hand. But the notion that games are incapable of telling compelling stories or even tearing down the walls to art, especially when crafted by very adept hands, is something that we are not even going to discuss. Particularly, relatively small independent studios are the right address for these kinds of games. The same applies for To the Moon from the developer Freebird Games. Before even thinking about looking down on this game, because of the very first glimpse of gameplay you saw and saying something like SNES graphics fetched right out of the recycling bin, let us tell you this. The graphics are absolutely fine and are able to convey the right kind of mood in every frame. This game is not about such superficialities as looks. The only important thing is what happens inside the head of the player. To the Moon is about John Wiles, who's lying in his deathbed. Living his last days, he called for the Sigmund Agency of Life Generation to change his memories. In this world, a new technique has been developed that makes altering one's recollections possible. The two scientists, Dr. Eva Rosaline and Dr. Neil Watts, are real experts in this field. In the game, you assume the role of these two white coats and have been handed the task of implanting the memory of having flown to the moon into Old Man John's head. Even he himself doesn't know why he wants that. Without revealing too much, you will fight to find the source of this weird wish during the course of the game. The story is told backwards in different sequences. More than once you might think about movies like Memento or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind while playing. And what so often is a real high-wire act for some movies just works smoothly into the moon. Bit by bit you are acquiring parts of the thrilling storyline until the complex jigsaw puzzle can be put together into a coherent whole. You will barely find few or even no better told storylines in video games. Thanks to this alone, playing To the Moon is a must. On the gameplay side, it might be best described as an adventure game. Just in the manner of typical point-and-click adventures, you search for mementos of particular periods of time and hereby follow the events in different memory levels. Also, there are picture puzzles and other simplistic interludes that break up the typical course of the game. Sure, gameplay isn't To the Moon's strongest selling point, but why get upset about minor issues like bad pathfinding routines or handling problems when at its core, this game is just a candy cream filling of a beauty. Take the gorgeous musical score for example, that just more than once has sent shivers down our spines.
She said, I'm sad, somehow without any words.
Or the sharply written dialogue that, aside from the right set of seriousness, also comes up with hilarious puns, irony and pop cultural references. The game sets a strong focus on its narration and it just possesses everything that it needs to define it. Just to get things straight, a lot of high-quality titles this year, such as Battlefield, Modern Warfare or even Batman, have failed at what To the Moon has accomplished so easily, to move us emotionally. It may not be the most stunning title gameplay-wise, but To the Moon has a lot of heart, and actually quite a bit of it. For those of you that are still not convinced, go back. We, for our part, will stay with
When this world is no more, the moon is all we'll see. I'll ask you to fly away with me until the stars all fall down. They empty from the sky, but I don't mind. If you're with me, then everything's alright. If you're with me, and everything's all